Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to do image classification using CreateML in Expo React Native for iOS. So let's get started. So we will be doing image classification for cats and dogs. I'm keeping this simple, but like the process which I will tell you, you can do image classification for anything. So we won't be using any uh, already built machine learning model. We will be creating our own machine learning model using CreateML. So again, now this CreateML thing is only for iOS. I know there are some third-party tools which allows us to convert this to TensorFlow and PyTorch as well, but I'm not going into that. So yeah, first you just need to go to this particular URL, and here I have this different like templates from which you can create this project. This is just a cheat sheet which I have created. I will be using this blank TypeScript template, and I'll just paste this over here. Now I'm using this blank TypeScript template because it has less boilerplate code. It is asking me for an app name. I'll just give it as my app. Now it will start building the project for us. Now we need to write some native code, so we need to include the iOS folder inside our project as well. So for that you will have to go to this particular URL and just paste it inside a new tab as well. Then here you will have to select iOS device. Here you will have to select development build. Here I have disabled EAS because I will be building the app locally. Then I have already installed Xcode as well as Xcode command line tools. Then I have already installed Watchman as well. So if you haven't done all the steps, you will have to do it. Then you'll have to copy this particular command. Let's just wait for our app to finish building, installing all those node modules and stuff. Also, in the meantime, what you can do is you can go to Kaggle, and you can just like sign up over here on Kaggle, and you can just search for whatever data set you want. I will be using the cats and dogs data set, and I'll just go to the data sets option, and here you can see I can use anyone. Like I'll just use whichever is smaller, I think, and I'll just use, I think this would be quite big. I mean, the bigger the better, but I want to keep things small. Okay, again, anyways, let's just go with this one. You can use whatever you feel like. Just click on download, and here you can click on download data set as zip. Coming back to our app, I'll just cd to my app first, and I'll just paste this command over here. Next, again, coming back over here, we need to run now this particular command. So I'll just copy this. Let's just wait. Now this again installs some npm dependencies, so don't worry too much about it. Then we'll have to paste this particular command and run it. And here we can just run npm expo run iOS device. Now this will actually create the iOS folder for us, and it will also do CocoaPod installation, but this will take a lot of time, which I don't want to do it. Again, sorry, which we'll have to do it, but like we don't want to waste time waiting for this. So in the meantime, let it do its thing, like installing CocoaPods. In the meantime, okay, so here you can see it is downloading those data sets. Again, the larger the data set, the more time it takes for the training, so be careful with that. So now the CreateML app is part of Xcode. So I'm using Xcode version 16.2, but if there is some higher version, you can use that as well. And here you can just click on file, new, no, not sorry, you will have to click on Xcode, and here you will have to click on, I think, open developer tools, and here you will have to click on CreateML. So let's just wait for CreateML to open, and here it first wants to create a document. So I'll just create it inside the downloads folder. Click on new document, and here we'll select image classification. Click on next, and here I'll just name it as my image classifier. You can name it whatever you feel like. Change the author to whatever you feel like. If you want, you can add the description and license as well. Then again click on next, and I'll just click on create. I'll just directly create it inside the downloads folder. Wherever you feel like is right for you, you can create that. Now let's just wait for this to get downloaded. So here you can see it is still downloading it for me. By the meantime it is downloading, what we can do is we can just come over here. Here you can see it has finished downloading, and this is the project. which we have created using CreateML. So I'll just unzip this. Now there is one like format in which you will have to create the subfolder. So the main folder name can be anything. So in our case it is archive, right? Okay, so that is fine. But here inside archive you will have to create different folders. So in our case it is just cats and dogs, right? So I don't need all this. Okay, I think this guy has not separated this images properly. Okay, so I think we can't use this data set. Sorry about that. I'll just delete this. I'll again go back to Kaggle. I'll just use a different data set. I think this one is smaller, so let's use this one. It has cats, dogs and foxes. So again I'll just download this data set. So let's just wait for this to finish. In the meantime, okay, so in the meantime my CocoaPod installation was done. It gave me an error over here, so this is not really an error, like it was not able to find my simulator. So in case if it is able to find your simulator, it will ask you to run your app. I mean, no point in running it now because we haven't written any code as such. So you can just do Control C. But in my case, it was not able to. Even though I have a simulator, I don't know why it is not able to recognize. Maybe some bug with Expo. uh, okay, so the next step what we can do is we can just go to this particular URL. So we need to create a module as well. So I'll just open it inside a new tab again, and here I'll just copy this particular code and I'll paste it over here. Now it will ask you for few questions. I'll keep everything as default and I'll just press enter. Okay, enter. Okay, so this is done. Now I'll just remove my cheat sheet. I no longer need it. I'll just open my project inside VS Code just to show it to you. Expo, and here is my app, right? So I'll just open that particular app, and it has also finished downloading the new data set. So hopefully this data set is proper. So I'll just unzip it. Okay, I'll just click. I mean the previous data set was also fine. So here this is what I was expecting, like a separate folders for cats, separate folders for dog and separate folders for fox. Okay, so I can come back to CreateML, and all you need to do is it should be something like this. So I can rename the main folder as pets. It can be anything, but inside that main folder the subfolder should be something like this: cat, dog and fox, so that CreateML easily recognizes. Then I can just drag and drop this over here. Now I think this will take a bit of time. So it has taken all these images. Now I will just click on this train uh, button. So as you can see, it is taking a bit of time, so let it do its thing. uh, in the meantime, let's come back to our project and explain. Let me what I'm planning to do is I will write down all the code. Most of our code will be written in this modules, iOS as well as src, and this app.tsx file. So yeah, don't worry too much about it. And what I'll do is I'll write down all the code, then I'll come back and explain it to you all the code. In the meantime, let's just wait for this to finish uh, training itself. Okay, so as you can see, it has finished training the model. Then you just have to accuracy is almost 100%. If you want to if you want, click on preview, and here you can just drag and drop the image. So here you can say I'll just drag and drop a cat image. Let's see if it is able to recognize. It is processing it. Here you can see it is telling cat 100%. So if you want, you can take some other data like an image of a cat which is not already part of this, and maybe try testing it out. But yeah, for us it's fine for now. I'll just click on output, and here you will have to click on this get button, and it will download the image classifier for you. So I'll just remove this. I think I won't be able to use this name because I have already used it for our project. So I'll just name it as my img classifier. Again, this name is also important because with the help of this name we will be like, we won't be hard coding it. Behind the scenes it creates something like Swift class or something like that, and we'll have to reference it. So make sure this name is also very important. Whatever you name it, I'll tell you where exactly you'll have to make changes. But now for now I'll just download this particular file. Now I'll just write down all the code and come back and explain it to you. Okay guys, so there is one more step which we need to do, which I have completely forgot about. So once you have installed your module, which we have done over here, we also need to run this particular command of pod install dash dash project dash directory equal to iOS, so that it installs this my module pod inside our main iOS folder as well. Again, this will take a bit of time, so just be patient, let it do its thing. We don't really care. So yeah, let's see the code now. So let's have a look first. So let's have a look at the code first. Sorry. So you will have to go to your Expo app, my app, go to iOS and double click on this .exe workspace to open it inside Xcode. So I have already opened it. Then the next thing is you will have to go to pods. You will have to go to development pods and you will have to scroll down to my module file. Now here you should see only these two files, my module as well as my module view. I have created all these Swift files. So firstly, the ML model which we have created, you will have to drag and drop that ML model inside this particular my module file. Okay, I think my Xcode just hang on me. So here you will have to drag and drop inside this my module file and make sure the target membership is checked. So if you don't see the target, you just click over here and then click on this particular icon, and here you should be able to see your target membership. If you don't see this target membership, just click on this plus button, and here from this you will just have to search your module or whatever name you have given and check this checkbox and click on save. I already have it, so I won't do it again. Then don't do this via VS Code, because like I said, the target membership is not checked properly and you will face issues when you run your application. Then you need to create 3 Swift files. So I'm not going into the details of the Swift files because even I have copied it from the Apple documentation. So all you need to do is just right click, new empty file, and first you have to do it 3 times. First name it as VN classification observation, then name it as image predictor. Again, just right click, new empty file, empty Swift file, and for third one is CG image property orientation. So just create these 3 files. I'll just delete this untitled file. We don't really need this. Okay, so next is first let's go to CG image property orientation. So again, like I said, I have just copied it from the documentation. Even I am not really good at this. I think it basically checks the orientation of the image which it has, like whatever we are trying to send. So yeah, just feel free to pause the video and just copy the code. Like even I, like, there is nothing much to explain over here. Then there is this VN classification observation. Again, I have copied it from documentation. It is basically like how much it is confident of a particular image. So if it is 100% confident, then I'm just returning 100%. If it is 10 to less than 100, then I'm returning percentage like this. I'm just formatting the percentage thing. If it is 1 to less than 10, then something like this, less than 1, then something like this, and for default something like this. Okay, then comes the actual part of image predictor. So this file is quite big. I mean, not that big, but yeah, still 140 lines of code. So first here you have to import vision as well as UI kit. Then here we have to create a class called image predictor, and here we just do create function called create image classifier, and it returns VN core ML model. Then we create an ML model configuration, and here we now this should be the name of your machine learning model. So here you can see for me it is my image classifier. So you will again have to write it the same whatever name you have given. That's why I was saying the naming is important, and it automatically creates the code for us. Like we don't have to hard code the name in form of string format as such. Then here we just check whether this is properly set or not. Then we get the model out of it. Then we just pass that particular model to our VN core ML model, and then return the image classifier vision model. Then here we create this particular like instance of this particular function. Here we have a struct like which has a classification as well as confidence percentage. Then here we have created one type alias. Here is our prediction handler. Now to be honest, even I'm not really sure about this. Like even I have copied it. I'm trying to explain as much as I can understand. Here we create an image classification request, and here we start making our prediction. So we passed our photo. Here is our completion handler as well. This is the orientation. We get the photo, then we create an image classification request, then we just pass it to our prediction handlers. then we create an vn image request handler as well, then we create a request as well, like an array of request, and then try to perform the request. Then here we have another method called vision request handler. We have pass our request as well as error. Then we just do prediction handlers dot remove value. Then here we have an array of predictions. Then we just defer it so that it is automatically closed. So that's what I'm assuming. Then in case if there is any error, we just print the error out. If there is no results, then we just say vision has no results, and here we just try to observe it. Again, if something goes wrong, we just print it over here and return. If we have proper result, we just map over it, we get the identifier as well as the confidence percentage string. So yeah, that's it. Next you will have to go to this my module file or whatever is your module name, and inside that firstly you will have to import UIKit. And here first I have created a separate class. So what I will do is uh, I will have one button, and on click of it we will be calling this particular code from this particular class, which I will show you how to do that in a bit. But basically we will launch a camera. Now for launching a camera, I'm not using any React Native libraries, because again if you capture a photo from the camera, then sending it back again to native side from React Native is lot of work, and it is a little bit tedious as well. I don't know how to do it. So that's why what I have done is that capturing the photo from camera, the native code also I have written it. So here you can see first you will directly see this particular file class, sorry. So don't delete it, keep it as it is, but before that you will have to write another class called image picker handler. Now why we have to write this? Because we can't directly extend these two delegates inside our module, my module. That's why we have to create a separate class. So that's why I'm doing UN navigation controller delegate as well as UI image picker controller delegate. Then here is on image selected. Here is our my module. We initialize our module. Again, this should be the name of your own class. Don't just copy mine. Then here we have this method called present image picker. So here we just do UI image picker controller, but the source type is camera, so it will open a camera for us. Then allow editing is true, delegate is self, and here we just present our current view controller. Then here we just override this method called from this UI image picker controller delegate called did finish picking media with info. So once a image has been picked, we just dismiss the picker, and then we get the original image out of it. Then we get a UI image out of it, and then pass that UI image to on image selected, uh, which is a callback over here, which I will show you shortly. Then in case if the user does not do anything with our camera and just dismiss it, then this particular method will get called, and we just send an event saying that image selection cancelled. Then we have this particular class called my module. So inside that first we initialize our image predictor swift file. Predictions to show, I have kept it as 2 because I have only cats and dogs. If you have I mean we have also trained it for fox, but I think I've kept it only to 2. You can change it to whatever you feel like. Then there is this image picker handler as well. Here we just initialize our image picker handler, passing the module self, because it takes our class my module. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, we were passing our module inside our image picker handler, and here is the callback. So here we just pass our user selected photo and return the handler back. Now this particular bit of code, again you will be seeing it is present by default, so I have not changed anything. All I have done is that, okay, so this should not be set value async. We'll change the method name. So you just have to first create an async function. We'll write the method name soon, and on the main thread we just do image picker handler dot present image picker, so which will open the camera for us. And once the user has picked and clicked a photo, this particular things get called, and here we just do classify image on the background thread. So we just pass the UI image to it. So we just do image predictor dot make prediction, pass our image, and this is the completion handler. In case we get any error, I just print it to the console. And once we get all the predictions, so here you can see we are passing this handler, right? So here is our image prediction handler, and once we have like in case if there are no proper predictions, we just send an event back to React Native side saying that no prediction found. So this is how you can send the data from native iOS side to React Native side. If you want to send this particular data as well, you can use something like this. You just have to change this particular value, rest everything remains the same. Do not change this, do not change this as well, because these are predefined inside when we create an Expo module. I'll show you that as well. Then here is our formatted prediction. We just join them together and I convert it to string and send it back to React Native side. So this is how we are formatting the prediction. And for format predictions also, I have just created one method. So yeah, feel free to pause the video and copy this as well. Now coming back to this particular how from where did I get this on change as well as this value. If you see this particular method they have defined, so this is present by default. So from this I got this particular thing. But if you want to check it more, you can go to module my module.types.ts, and here you can see they have defined this change event payload. So that's what from this on change event as well as this value comes from. Also you will have to go to my module.ts, and here you can see I have defined the method as classify image. It is of promise of void type, which is fine. So same name will, so make sure you define this again. These three things were present by default, I have not added anything. So you have to copy this method name, go back to Xcode, and here inside async function you will have to paste it over here. So something like this. Now again come back to VS Code. Now we'll see the app.tsx file. Okay, so the next thing is we'll have to go to app.tsx, and firstly I have imported our module something like this, and we have also imported useState and useEffect from React, and this is our button touchable opacity. I have taken this useState just to store some, like whatever is the prediction we get from native iOS side, and here is the use effect. So here you can see I'm just doing my module dot add listener on change event. I'm listening for this, and if the data dot value is not equal to null, undefined or empty string, then only we set this to our React state. And here we inside the return we remove our subscription as well. Here I have just created one button, and on press of it we okay, I think I just made a big mistake. I need to add it over here. Okay, so on press of it we just do await my module dot classify image. So this is the same method which we have defined, and here this is a separate text element. So whatever we get over here, like whatever is we set over here, we just set it like display it inside our text element. So yeah, that's it. Now even I have not tested this output, hopefully it works. So yeah, let me show you guys the output. Right guys, so there are two more things which I forgot to tell you. So first one is, apart from copying our machine learning model to our my module, you also need to copy inside the root of our project. So my app root of our iOS project, not root of React Native project. So you will have to drag and drop it over here as well, and make sure now the target membership is my app or whatever your app name is. So make sure this is done as well. Then you will have to go to info.plist. Now you can do this from VS Code as well. So just to show it to you from VS Code, I think people would be more comfortable. Just go to iOS, go to my app, and where is it? So here info.plist, you just have to scroll down, and given that we are using camera, we require this particular thing as well, ns camera usage description. So make sure you add this bit of code as well. Now here you can see I have this image of fox, and here is my real device. So make sure you run it on a real device only. So I'll just click on this I don't know why I have named it as create, but anyways I'll just click on create, and I'll just do this. I'll click on capture, I'll click on use photo, and here you can see it is 99.7% confident that this is a fox. So yeah, it is a fox. Also the image which I have captured is not that great, but otherwise it would have been 100%. And some of you might be wondering why it is also showing a cat. It should have just shown fox. If you don't know, here you can see image predictions to show. I have kept it as 2, that's why. You can keep it as 1 as well if you like, just to show it to you for other image as well. Like now I have not tested this for the dog image, so let's see when I'm doing this for the first time. So I'll click on create. So here is our dog, capture it, click on use photo. Yeah, 99.4% confident that it is dog. If you like for the very first time, the result might take few seconds to display up, then it is rather pretty quick. I'll just use this particular photo. Let's see if we are able to confuse our machine learning model or not. So I'll just select this one. I'll enter. I'll click on use photo, and here you can see it is 100% confident like this is a cat. So yeah, hopefully you got the point. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.